So, what inspired me is what I call my $40,000 mistake. So, when I first enlisted into the Army, I got a bonus, $7,000. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't even, honey, I was rich, okay, with my 7,000. And so, one of my supervisors said, "Hey, listen, if you all want to have a lot of money when you get out of the military, you want to invest. You want to put your money in your TSP, which is our thrift savings plan." And I said, "Yeah, of course I want money." So I put all my money in there because, I'm being responsible. I'm investing.
Right.
He said, set it and forget it. And I did exactly what he said. I put the money in there. I never looked at it again. I never checked it again. And then, after a few years, I started to learn about compound interest. Again, I still set it and forget it, but I said, okay, well, compound interest, 12%. Okay, my money should at least be double by now and then doubled again. So I should have a good bit of money in there. And by now I've done the whole Dave Ramsey plan and I've looked at everything and I said, okay, I know. I know I've got a decent amount of money in there. I should. I should have a decent amount of money in there because now we are 12 years removed from the first day that I put that money in there.
Mm,
So when I checked my account and I saw that I had $7,400 in there after 12 years, well, I was upset.
yeah.
I was very upset about that. Come to find out, well, when you put your money in your thrift savings plan at that time, they don't do that anymore, at least not that I'm aware of. It went automatically into this G fund, which is kind of like a glorified savings account. And so my money wasn't doing anything, but I didn't know. I thought that I was doing everything that I was supposed to be doing. By now, I had followed Dave Ramsey's plan. I had a Roth IRA here and over there and over there. I was just all over the place with it. And I said, okay, you got to bring all this stuff in. And then I had someone else look at it and they say, oh, well, how many Roth IRAs do you need? And I was like, "Well, I just opened one," and then they just told me open up another one. So then I just opened up another one. And then I was like, "Oh, I don't even need all that."
Mm,
My money will actually move faster if I have it in one place because more money moves faster than big money moves faster than small money. But and these are lessons that I was learning in my early 30s. So basically, 10 or so years ago is when I'm finally starting to pick up on this. And I'm like, man, but if I had known this when I was 22,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, I would have been on top of the world.
Yeah. 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 I guess, we live and we learn, right?
Hmm.
So how can women shift from surviving to strategizing financially?
That's a good one. I was reading this book and it really changed my thinking on some things because a lot of us we say if I could just like, if I could
Hmm.
just get another 10,000, another 20,000, if I could just hit 6 figures, then, I would be good to go and, this, that, and the other. But then honestly, if you think about it, right? Just shifting our thinking a little bit. If you think about it, let's just say that we have someone in poverty, someone who makes $3,000 per month, and that's all they have. They're wishing they could be like the person who makes the $10,000 per month. However, it is actually going to be easier for the person making the $3,000 a month to become financially free than a person who makes the $10,000 a month because you have learned how to live off the 3,000. If you can figure out how can I create passive income? How can I create a side hustle? How can I create this to bring in that 3,000? You're already good. But
Mm,
if you compare yourself to the person making a 10,000 and the person is using every bit of their 10,000, they got a lot further to go than you do. So then it's like we really have to change our thinking about, okay, well, what does this look like? For me, what does it look like for me to be financially free? But instead of also always thinking about how can I get out of debt? How can I pay off my bills? How can I invest in myself?
mhm,
You are
mhm.
by far the best investment